All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
We are live, Cadillac Championship Round 2 Showdown, and I honestly was on the road today, and I just now, and I was like, Jesus, we got a Showdown show to do. That few days off kind of threw me off guard, but made it on time. As always, here to talk some Cadillac Championship, break down what happened in round 1, hopefully give a nice prediction on what could happen in round 2, talk about some of the stats, some of the players that I like for tomorrow. As always, touch on the Slate plan, and you guys know the drill. This is not new. So let's bring the screen up. Let's talk about round one's leaderboard and see who did what, how it compared to what I thought was going to happen, and take what we saw today in terms of the stats and bring that into tomorrow. So here's the screen. We had a few guys shoot some really nice rounds. CY, Jordan, Alex Smalley, Nikki T, all shot rounds of 66 or better. And they did it in kind of different ways, but at the end of the day, there was one stat that was basically prominent with the top of the leaderboard and with these 4 guys. So Cameron Young was surprisingly all short game, and he said in his interview today that he made everything he looked at. He felt like he made 400 million feet of putts or something like that, and that kind of showed in the stats. If you look at Cameron Young's stats, it's a lot of strokes gained around the green, a lot of strokes gained on the green. And it wasn't necessarily bad ball striking by any means, but it was definitely very short game driven. I watched a decent bit of his round today, and he was kind of getting up and down from everywhere that he did miss. So Cam Young, maybe not the most sustainable round of golf, but for showdown purposes, definitely worked today. Jordan Spieth, he was also with a little bit of around the green, but he had a better approach round. He really hit the irons well. Shout out that shot on 18. That was unbelievable. Just a pure Jordan Spieth get out of jail shot. So he was kind of approaching around the greens. Alex Smalley, what did I call him yesterday? He is like your favorite flusher. He was just pure approach, absolutely pure approach. And also Jordan, I went into the week really liking Jordan, and I didn't love what I saw yesterday. So it kind of got me off of him, but I was not, I mentioned in the Booch Report, I was more in than I was out. Definitely couldn't get to him though. And then Nick Taylor. Nick Taylor was approach and putting. So the stat that kind of was the telltale of all 4 of these guys and more of these guys in the top of the leaderboard as well was the approach play. The approach play was kind of the most strongly correlated stat, which is definitely interesting and kind of went to the point with what I said yesterday, that guys were stopping long irons on holes that I thought they may not have stopped long irons on. And remember, if you listened to the Boot Show yesterday and read my blogs, I said that people may be upset that this course is going to play easier than they might have thought Trump Doral was going to play. And that's definitely how I'm handicapping this week, how I was handicapping this week. And we're off to a good start in Showdown. Our single bullet, Scotty's not looking the greatest, but he's Scotty. He shot under par in round 1. He'll be there on Sunday. DFS-wise, I like where we are at with the plays, and the course is definitely playing out how I'm thinking it's going to play out. So hopefully you got ahead of it and played some of those easier scoring guys. You can see like Alex Smalley, Nick Taylor, Cameron Young, Nico Echeverria all do well in some easy scoring conditions. So I definitely like where we are after round 1 of the Cadillac Championship. So let's take a look at the wave split for today. I didn't do this yet. I didn't look at it yet. So I'm definitely interested to see how the golf course played in terms of AM to PM and see if we can find anything for tomorrow. So here we go. It played about almost a little less than a stroke and a half easier from morning to afternoon. Now, the weather didn't show that it was really going to do that, but it did look like it was the gusts were a little bit more consistent and more prevalent in the afternoon, than they were in the morning. Looking at the forecast for tomorrow, we're going to go to Trump National Doral and sort by 1 hour. The Friday forecast for tomorrow is looking kind of similar, I guess, to what we saw today, but it looks like it's going to be more obvious an AM PM split. So with that being said, I think we're going to want to have a somewhat of an advantage for the morning tomorrow. I don't think it's the end of the world. You're gonna some guys in the afternoon are gonna play some 91 degrees at 2 p.m. This is my sign to get out of Florida very soon. I am like I said, I'll admit it. I am a bitch in the cold and I'm a bitch in the hot. I need that 75 to 85 degrees and I'm happy. Like I will put my hand up and admit to it 10 times out of 10. But looking at that forecast that I just showed, it looks like there's going to be like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. There's not blowing more than 5 miles an hour. There's some gust up there, but the gusts get much more prevalent in the afternoon. So there's a pretty sizable tee time split. So go with the guys in the morning, at least a little bit of an edge. If you're deciding between X guy and Y guy, go with the guy who's in the morning if you need one little separator to get you on or off of him. So next thing I want to talk about is some contest selection. There's one contest for tomorrow that I definitely really like, and I'm pulling it up right now. I'm going to share my screen. There's 206 entrants, $55, 6 max. It's called the PGA Tour Showdown 10K up and down. Now, I love this $55 contest. You can enter one lineup. You can enter 6 lineups. And if you enter 6 lineups, even 4 to 5, you might have some overlay because people aren't going to enter enter this contest. They might not want to spend that 300 whatever bucks, 300 whatever bucks. 2,000 up top with only 206 people you have to beat. 10th place, 11th place pays 10% of that. Perfect structure, and it pays out a good percentage, 49% of the 49 people in a 206-man field. I really, really like this structure at all. And I may not max enter it just because I'm like not trying to spend all the dollars in the world, and you guys are much better at DFS than I am. And I will admit that. I'm never claim to be the greatest DFS player. I just try to give you some help on how to become a better DFS player. So that contest, that $55 5 max, I think is a perfect payout structure. Definitely what I'm looking for. And that's where I will be playing my contest tomorrow. But next thing I want to bring up and show you guys is some of the site information where you're going to use some of the data. I will say the slate plan is already up. The slate plan is already up. I'm not going to do it completely, but I will just give you a little peek that the slate plan is up. So you're going to get 2 players that I'm definitely on. And there's a slate plan. The whole report is up already. I'm starting my lineups with Tommy. There's a little preview. But outside of that, you're going to use this code up top, Boots. You can get this all for free. Look at all the stuff you're going to get for free. You're going to get projections. You're going to get showdown stuff. You're going to get the Stone 2.0, value report, course fit rankings, and a ton of stuff. The bullets. If you sign up right now, you're going to get Quail Hollow Boots bullets for free. It will all be for free. If you use that code Boots, then you get 10% off forever as you stay. So use these projections. They will be up within the next. They were up at 5 o'clock yesterday, but that was before round 1. It's 8 p.m. right now. I would say within the hour, the round 2 showdown projections will be up. Yeah, let's see. Are they up? They are up. The round 2 showdown projections are up already. So use those projections, use the slate plan that's already up, and use the Stone. Sort by true approach delta in the Stone. Find some guys who are, that's going to lead me on to the next thing, stat-wise. Find some guys who are hitting the ball well on approach, but are bleeding some shots around the green and on the green. That's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. I really think that approach is that showed up, and I still think there was a separator on approach, separator with the Long Island irons. Like anytime Nick Taylor, Nico Echeverria, Alex Smalley are on top of the leaderboard, that's an iron course. Now, the driver's not coming to fruition as much as I thought it would yet. I'm not giving up on it yet. So I'm going to be sorting by pure approach and then pure total driving. I'm going to probably get a little bit of balanced build, but I would say the lean is going to be towards the approach for now. So let's look at some of the stats and find some guys who are doing the things I am looking for and see who we can find to put in our lineups tomorrow. Then we're going to do a golfer that I am on, song of the day, and get out of here. So here's my screen. Bang. Here is everyone from round 1. As you can see, Cameron Young. Look at this short game. The short game and the putting definitely gave him a massive edge, gaining almost 5 strokes in the short game area. Not that sustainable. I can promise you Cameron Young is not going to gain 20 stroke short game. So that's going to come down to the earth. He's not going to shoot -8 tomorrow. Let's find guys. Let's also sort by, I want to sort by the driving types this week. So we're going to look for multiple things. We're going to look for golfers who are long because you were definitely able to play from the rough today, and golfers who have good approach with room to grow in the short game. Now, there's going to be some caveats to the short game. Like, I don't necessarily want to chase this Bud Cauley having a max approach day. He's not going to gain 4.6 on approach again tomorrow. And he had a really bad putting day. But this isn't just a bad putting day. This is kind of a really bad putting day. So Bud Cauley might be like, oh my God, he's hitting it so well if he only putts tomorrow. This is as good as he's going to hit it. He's not going to hit it better than this. So I'm not going to chase that and pair it with a really, really bad putter. The only time I'll go with a really bad putter is I'll find a perfect guy, a perfect example of a bad putter. That's going to be someone like Harris English or Ricky Castillo. And I actually love both of those players. I think they're in the 8K range, both of them. So Harris English and Ricky Castillo, they both gained strokes on approach, and they had pretty bad putting rounds, but they are generally really, really good Bermuda putters. So I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down for that. Here, great question. Great question. Use the true approach delta. This is going to take away the 3 worst approach shots, 2 or 3 worst approach shots, and those shots that were thrashed in the PM, those bad shots, those really, really bad shots are going to be extra, extra thrash. So find some guys who have nice or fair true approach delta in the stone and from the PM wave, because you watched, it's not as bad as the stats look. And even if you don't want to look at the true approach delta, find golfers who necessarily were okay, but not glaringly awful on approach in the PM today, because it's relative. It's going to come back to earth tomorrow. So let's look for some more guys. So I found some guys down the bottom, like I just said, Ricky Castillo and what was his name? Harris English. Harris English are golfers that I like from the bottom. Towards the middle, Hideki Matsuyama catches my eye. He had a great approach day, 2.7 strokes, and he can definitely gain 2.7 strokes tomorrow. And the short game, which just wasn't there. We know how good of a chipper Hideki Matsuyama is. Postman was delivering. He is in the slate plan. That's another guy that I'm on. So I'm just giving you guys those little bullets there. Hideki Matsuyama, great iron player, clearly showing the stats, and we know he's a great chipper. I expect that he can easily gain 1 stroke around the green and another 1 stroke on the green to turn that -2 round into a -5 round, be a perfect selection and in the lower 9K range. Like that a lot. Here we go. Christopher Wrighton got the call last minute after that Jake Knapp withdrawal. He gained strokes in every category but the putter, but the putting green wasn't that bad. I do worry about Christopher Wrighton on Bermuda grass, but that's not as bad as, remember how bad it was at Sony? So I don't mind that at all. I told you I think Min Woo Lee is unserious, and this is kind of an unserious profile for Min Woo Lee. All short game, he lost off the tee, he lost on approach. Don't love that. This is exactly how I thought Akshay would come in. Remember I said yesterday, the mega slice, that he wasn't hitting that driver too good, and he's doing everything else well, but that driver's holding him back. I'm not going to chase him tomorrow. Sungjae is a golfer I like for tomorrow. A 0 around the green. We know he likes him from Bermuda, and he's hitting the ball well. Gain almost a stroke off the tee, gain almost a stroke on approach. Has plenty of room to gain in the short game. Who else from up here? Tom Hoge. I don't love it because he had a great round today. He could have gotten a little lower, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. We'll find one more guy towards the bottom, and then we'll get the one golfer that I am on. See, I don't mind going back to Alex Noren, even though he lost strokes on approach and he had a really bad chipping day. Alex Noren is not this bad of a chipper. We know that for a fact. And this iron play is not -0.75. Sure, he's not clicking on all cylinders, but he's a great price with room to improve. He had a good putting round. We know the short game is kind of the pinnacle of Alex Noren's game. I expect Alex Noren to have like an anomaly short game day. Maybe he gains 3 strokes there. He's even on approach, even off the tee for a nice 3 or 4 under round. So I'm down for Alex Noren. Now it's time for the one golfer that I am on. As we always do, I know I kind of gave away two players that I was already on in Tommy Fleetwood and what's his name? JT Poston. Shout out the chat for that. But here's one golfer that I am on. This guy, chalky. People were on him pre-tournament. People said he might have won here before. And fun fact, he has won here before. It's not Justin Rose. It's Adam Scott. I'm talking about the approach. He was 10th in the field on approach. He lost 3.6 strokes off the tee, and he got a penalty for hitting the wrong ball for a round of 76. Now, chalk, a lot of times, just has one round and ends up getting there when you least want it to. I do think Adam Scott's going to get there. He has too much grit and determination and will to be great. And He is too good of a driver to lose 3.5 strokes off the tee. We know what he's been doing on approach. It's been special stuff. So, Adam Scott's the one golfer I'm on for tomorrow. I really, really like him to have a bounce back and get back into the mix. It's not necessarily a mix, but have himself in position to have a top 20 chance, top 15 chance on the weekend. So I am down for Adam Scott tomorrow. Pendrith regression, or does he like this course? Anytime Pendrith has a long golf course that can benefit his driver, he should fare well. Let me take a look at his profile and see what we're getting. So Taylor Pendrith, I'll bring my screen up as well. Taylor Pendrith's stats in round 1 was first off the tee, 16th on approach. There is nothing that tells me that Taylor Pendrith can't do this again tomorrow. Maybe not first off the tee, but he's hitting the ball really well. This is what we want to see. He's really, really, really been struggling on the putting greens, but this is like kind of an improvement from like some of his past putting rounds. Maybe not an improvement, but he's been putting so bad. He's striping the ball. So that's a good sign. This is definitely a golf course where you'd rather be hitting the ball really well than just getting it by with the short game. So Taylor Pendrith, I definitely don't mind that at all. So Adam Scott's the one golfer I'm on. Go to the site, use code Boots, get all the information for free. As always, song of the day. Go check out the playlist. Undead Ahead 2 by Motionless in White. Absolute banger of a song. Actually got lyrics from the song tattooed today, by the way. So listen to that song, check out the Slate plan, check out the site, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow night for round 3 showdown. As always, let's ship it. Catch you guys soon.